When the question, what is the best superhero movie of all time, is posed, The Dark Knight almost always comes up as a contender, if not the outright winner. Another film, however, that I believe can seriously be considered is Logan. These two films just feel different than every other superhero movie. Their plots and characters don't feel as if they've been lifted from a comic book page. They feel gritty and real. There's simply just a different air about them. So I thought that it would be fun to pit them against one another and see which one comes out on top. Now I'm going to be doing this by examining each film within 6 different rounds: plot, character development, musical score, Rotten Tomatoes score, protagonist, and villain. The winner of a round will receive 1 point and the loser will get 0 points. Just a reminder that this is mostly my own opinion. If you disagree, I'd be interested in seeing your scores in the comments below. Without further ado, let's do this. Round 1. Plot. The film that takes this round is going to be The Dark Knight. It has one of the strongest, most iconic plots of any film in the last 20 years. Joker's manipulation of the entire city of Gotham is so intricate and fascinating to watch unfold, and it was masterfully constructed by director Christopher Nolan. It's airtight and there's never truly a dull moment throughout the entire film. Logan, while having a good plot, is just not able to live up to the successful complexity of The Dark Knight's plot. It essentially follows Logan as he tries to escort a young mutant to Canada where she'll be safe from her former captors. It's a simple plot, and there's nothing wrong with that, it just pales in comparison to The Dark Knight, so The Dark Knight is going to receive the point and take a 1-0 lead. Round 2. Character development. Logan gets on the board, taking the point from this round. Logan is primarily a character study. Its focus is largely on the relationship between Logan and Laura and how their time together changes them both for the better, allowing Laura to learn that it is important to become who you want to be and helping Logan to find purpose. There's also an excellent showing from Patrick Stewart, whose Charles Xavier also comes to a perfect end in this film. The Dark Knight, meanwhile, chose to focus more on its fast-moving plot rather than to slow down and examine its characters too closely. But there's still a decent amount of character development within the film. It just isn't the strength of the movie by any means. So we've got a tie at 1-1. Round 3, musical score. Now these two films implement very different kinds of scores, which made it difficult to compare. Each score fits the type of film they're scoring perfectly. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and give the nod to The Dark Knight. It's simply a more iconic score. You would expect this considering Hans Zimmer scored it, after all. The booming, intense soundtrack coats the dark, fast-moving film flawlessly. A lot of the scenes in the film work so well because of Zimmer's score. The Dark Knight is simply so much more dependent on its score than I think Logan is. This is because the Dark Knight score uses the technique of loudly suggesting how we, the audience, should feel, while Logan's score is more subtle, more in the background, nudging our feelings this way or that. If you removed each score from these two films, I think The Dark Knight would suffer more than Logan for this very reason. Marco Beltrami composed the score for Logan, and again, it works so well for the film it's trying to be. I just don't think it's anywhere near as iconic or as vital to the film as Zimmer's work on The Dark Knight was. So The Dark Knight leads 2-1 as we head into round 4. Round 4, critical score. This is the only round that isn't up to me. For this round, I'm going to be using the Rotten Tomatoes scores to determine which film was more praised critically. And again, The Dark Knight takes this round. Barely. The Dark Knight has a 94% score on Rotten Tomatoes, and Logan is just behind it at 93%. However, for audience scores, The Dark Knight also has a 94%, while Logan has a 90%. Not much analysis I can give here, other than to say that these are two highly respected films by both critics and audiences alike. The Dark Knight leads 3-1. Round 5, Protagonist. Another point goes to Logan, as I absolutely loved what the movie did with the character, Logan. It breaks him down, reduces him to an old, beaten down mutant who has almost lost the will to live as the world around him changes for the worst. It was just such a different look at this character than we'd ever gotten before, and it was masterful. Logan is probably my favorite portrayal of a superhero in a movie of all time, so it's a no-brainer to give the point to him here. Again, Batman/Bruce Wayne isn't bad. Nothing about The Dark Knight is bad, he just isn't on Logan's level. He has a solid showing here, but the film chooses to follow a variety of threads, while Logan's focus is primarily on Logan. And let's face it, this is Joker's movie. Batman quite simply is outshined by his own villain, but more on that next. Dark Knight leads 3-2 now, heading into the final round. Round 6, Villain. Let's be honest, you already know full well which film is getting the point here.
And here we go.
If I came in here and really said that the villain from Logan was better than the Joker, I would be tar and feathered, and I would deserve it. The late Heath Ledger's Joker is one of the greatest villains to ever appear on screen. There was never any chance Logan was going to take this one. In fact, I had forgotten the villain from Logan's name. It's Pierce, by the way. He's alright, he's charismatic, but he doesn't hold a candle to the Joker. The mark of a great villain is when the villain can clearly outshine the hero of the story, and the Joker in The Dark Knight is one of those rare instances where that is the case. Every second of screen time the Joker has is captivating. He is iconic. I remember the Halloween after the movie came out, every kid in my middle school was dressed as the Joker. You won't find anyone dressing as Pierce for Halloween. Point to The Dark Knight. And that does it, folks. The final score is 4-2 in favor of The Dark Knight. It is hereby awarded the Supreme Films title of Best Superhero Film of All Time. Leave a like and subscribe if you'd like. Let me know in the comments below which film you think is better, and if there's another pair of movies you'd like me to pit against one another. Anyway, I'm Zach, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!